Hello, everybody. I hope that this demo finds you having a good day, and that if you're not having a good day yet, Fishbowl might just be a good enough game to help change that. I am Chris, this is Honest Indies, and this is an extended demo of Fishbowl that I was lucky enough to get access to a little bit early, thanks to Wholesome Games. And if you're watching this as I'm getting myself situated in my chair, then that means there's also a 1,000-ish word written preview of mine on Substack. So if you feel like just taking in all of those thoughts and not strapping in for a 40-ish minute demo, that's there. I hope people check both out. It's my first written game preview in roughly 13 years, when I wrote a few for free for two tiny gaming websites in college that I don't think still exist. So I put a lot of time into it. Hope people read it. But right now, I'm going to jump back into the demo. I've played the 20 or so minute one that had already been available. This demo is more 40 to 50, and I have played it already. But there's some things that I want to try differently, and stuff that I didn't touch on in my write-up is just the settings. So they're fairly basic. Audio stuff, you can adjust the sound of different things. Visuals, you can get rid of the shake or the sway. Difficulty, though. I'm curious if these two different minigames will get particularly difficult. As you will see, there is a video editing minigame that we have to do daily as part of our protagonist job. And then there's unpacking puzzles. Not the game unpacking, but unpacking boxes that will be pretty regular. And they're supposed to gradually get more difficult. I know there was a old interview with 6-1 Indie where one of the devs mentioned that the packing puzzles don't necessarily scale in difficulty over time, but are more difficult based on the kind of like key item that you're trying to unpack. So at least it's good to know you can slow the one down and skip the other altogether if you're having any issues. Couple of text options. And I know there's a variety of languages here, but I think this list was maybe getting a little bit bigger when the game launches in April. And now, with that out of the way, I'm going to start a new game. And yes, I'm going to delete the old, begin anew. I'm not going to talk throughout the entire demo in terms of giving character voices, but I'm going to be giving some of my thoughts since I have already spent a significant amount of time playing through this multiple times, and I'm going to read. Fishbowl contains themes of grief, death of a loved one, loneliness, and isolation. Please play with care. So if anybody out there needs to be mindful of that particular warning, there you go. Also, I'm going to try to just take my time in some moments where I would normally go really quickly through this. Because previously when playing this, I'm kind of just looking at the road and the text and didn't fully appreciate the sky and this cityscape. I do really love kind of every different version of Aloe that's in the game. Because there are several different ways that she is illustrated. Also, this notebook, at least in the demo, this is the only time this sort of thing pops up in this way. But I don't think that that will be the case for the full game. We'll see. I'm also going to choose different choices. So, almost disappearing. Removed from the cocoon where shoulders once rested. The phone won't ring again. That's not true, though. Your name won't... Oh, wait. Okay, that is true for one particular person. Your name won't make me feel the same. Alone, 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 alone. We're gonna pick the bottom alone this time. I really like this effect. I think just the audio of the scribbling out and scratching out is effective. It reminds me a little bit of If Found, which is also a beautiful game. Clearly, Alo's feeling pretty down. Yeah. Just taking in all of this background. I've seen it several times now, but I just appreciate all of the color, all of the details. There'll be several characters in this demo that we have video chats with. I also kind of love that it's like exclusively video calls so that we get more character and personality out of it. And here, we only have the two available because it's mood dependent, at least in part. And by default, we have this cloudy mood. The neutral option is also always there. We're not chipper enough. We don't have a little sprout coming out of our head to say it was great, so it was good, I guess. Yeah, she's at the tea shop. I wonder what the last sale was, where the total was $20.50. I also appreciate, as we see, we have this call, and our mom has impeccable timing, because also the rain effects running in. As soon as we get home, there's a package from her too. In my mind, she was looking at the tracking and saw it was delivered and was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call and check in with my kid. And here is that packing minigame I had mentioned. So there's definitely multiple ways to solve this stuff. This is my way. And while the game doesn't literally say Fishbowl in the demo, it's not like a movie saying its own title. There is a toy fish in a toy fishbowl. And I know where this goes. I'm going to take this moment just to wander around the apartment a little bit. And of course, there's just the one open end table. We got stuff to do on our computer. Yeah, this is not the only rainy day. I really do appreciate the kind of rain effect that's just off to the side, that's just outside of the apartment. Can't go out in the rain though. Got laundry to do. There's no dishes yet. We love toast. You also note that did not affect our mood. There was no bar above our head for that. We can have another snack though. And paneer sounds good to me. I'm also vegetarian, so going with that. Here is one of the little button prompts we have to do, and that is the mood meter. So the previous demo, everything kind of functioned like the toaster. You never had to click the correct spot in a little slider or go up, up, down, down, left, or anything. We do have to do that for certain tasks now. Let's just go ahead and finish our video editing. Oop, that's right, hard drive. You can already see it's right on this desk. She likes working in the office more, but that's gonna not be possible soon. The computer screen is also something that doesn't really change in the demo, but I'm curious if it will in the full game. Like, I can't click on the weather. We can shut it down. Nothing else here for us, though, besides work. So let's edit this vlog. I also really like the editing, so I'm like already swaying to it. Drag all stars. I also haven't really watched many drag television shows. Random episodes and clips and stuff. I've seen a couple dozen different drag shows in person. I'm just gonna probably keep swaying side to side as long as this is the music we got. Okay, here we go. And with a controller, there's a couple of different ways to go about speeding it up. You can just use the D-pad, A button. You can see the progress bar at the top gradually filling up. And this is a really nice pace to me, but we do know it will get faster. Presumably, not everything will be locked all the time. I also wish this is what editing was like. I would be better at it then, and would be down to do more detailed, complicated things without risking messing up and wasting my time. Yeah. Lockdown is happening. Shut her down. But hey, work is done. Mood's going up. So there's a couple of interactions that seemingly always bring the mood down. I kind of wanted to avoid them so I could get the mood meter over. I haven't gotten it to the next level yet. I haven't done that. And I kind of wanted to just not have things be bad, but also for the sake of showing everybody, we're gonna doom scroll our socials. You can't select not in the mood, you can't back out of it. You scroll away, and it always brings you down. If you mess the prompts up, you just kind of redo it, brings you down. If you nail them like I did, brings you down. And then the same thing for over here when we're watching TV and eating chips, which helps my mood sometimes, but doesn't help hers. So yeah, can't read yet, can't water plants yet. Can pick up our phone though. I appreciate that we can tell that there's sun coming in through their window, like the bit of shadow to the left. It's very different than the rain we're currently experiencing. But also, working from home as a video editor doesn't sound too bad. Having to do remote learning as a teacher with a bunch of kids that just had tests Sounds not fun. So I am curious to learn more about our top boss, the person whose videos we're editing, what their vibe is like. I hope that they're not toxic YouTuber and that they're cool if we actually get to learn more about them or in some fashion meet them later in the game. I also appreciate this game started in development during peak COVID times, and that is also what's happening here and what's being referenced. Oh, gotta do everything online. We'll see people wearing face masks briefly later, but it doesn't just come out and say pandemic, COVID-19. It never says any of that because it just doesn't have to. Maybe people playing this in 15 years that were young in 2020 through 22 and beyond might need it to be a little bit more clear, but I don't think so. Yeah, I wish I could say, 33 days gone by, but we won't. Call from friends, lifted our mood. So we can't write yet. I don't think it brings our mood down, does it? Oh no, it does. I shouldn't have even bothered. I knew we couldn't do anything there. We can't take a bath yet either. Yeah, there. Okay. But we can take a shower, and the shower's nice. We're just gonna interact with everything else in the bathroom for the sake of it. And for this one, you just hold A the entire time, which maybe will be obvious for some of you, but I thought it was gonna be one of those click and hold and then let go right at the end or right before the end. No, you keep holding the button down. We totally don't have to do these things, but it's about what I would do in person, and I like doing it. And that helps boost our mood after I messed up interacting with the writing desk that doesn't have a lot of writing happening right now. I also love that it's sleepy, sleepy, sleep, and not just sleep. Feels like something my partner would say. Are about to be a little more softer. Also, I guess I lied. I said there was only one other time when we had crossed out paper, but it's different when you're just reading it versus contributing to writing it and then seeing everything get slashed out. Transfer to the ICU. Just gotta get the right spot lined up. That's good. That's not people going to the ICU. That's a positive, pleasant thing. Your knees feel weak. Keep going. One thing that requires a little more precision than I think it needs. Hospitals are where prayers go to bed. Hospitals are where the last words are said. Hospitals are storybooks without a happy end. Happiness walks out with the gift of time, hails an auto, catches a bus, never stays on at these white walls. walls. For some reason, the bed is empty. It's just you and a few lonely flowers. And some slippers. Try to smile instead. You must have succeeded because the nurse looks at you kindly. Her smile is becoming a blur. Your eyes are filled with water. I'm gonna face it. I've almost exclusively made different choices during this than I have previously, but I've never actually run away in that interaction. I just always face it. Impressed if she could knock out a poem that quickly. As a little kid, but doesn't want to do basic addition. Also nice to have a mom that's supportive of creative endeavors and isn't yelling at her for not doing her homework and writing this instead. There's the clothes hanging. Adorbot is a pretty great name. Yeah, let's go ahead. Hey, it's a goldfish in a fishbowl. So my interpretation of what we just had and what will happen again is that the dream influenced by memories, and we're gonna have other scenes somewhat like that, although less warped, that I think are more just actually remembering and reflecting on childhood things without having the doubt and trauma of losing a loved one kind of seeping in like those dreams have. This is bizarre. Okay. The bubbles really add to that animation. Yeah, a happy memory right now would probably be great. Exactly. Here's what I mean of like these being more purely a memory. I really like this kind of stripped down piano music that we got now. As we're collecting flowers. Yeah. I like the spelling out infinite. So this game is developed by imissmyfriends.studio, which is a two-person team comprised of a couple in India that have been together for something like 12 or 14 years. But also definitely other people helping out from marketing, advising. I think there's two different QA teams that have had their hands on this game. PlayStation India has given support, and they have pretty detailed credits, which I appreciate. Because while there are some games that are made literally by one person and they do the music and everything, that's extremely rare. Most of the time, there's like a one-person studio or two or three people. It's like, okay, two or three people doing the majority of the work, but not all of it. So shout out to everybody else that's also helping release this game in April. Also, I do feel like these are memories, just the little quick moments of things getting warped does make me doubt myself a little bit in that assessment. And also, I kind of wonder, it could just be because kids learn about and like space stuff, but I wonder if either of the devs wanted to be an astronaut as a kid or anything, since that's both called out here as like, oh, what if you get to be on the moon? And then also throwing out Jupiter as a thing that is big. Yeah, how are you, toy fish, both talking and summoning memories? You know what? I've only ever gone straight to bed. Will it even let me do other stuff? No, nothing in here is interactable. Okay. Back to bed we go. No matter what, you got through the day. Kind of reminds me of like despite everything, it's still you. Love the sun peeking in through the windows. Ow. But immediately Mood takes a huge hit just waking up. Dang. That's kind of real some days, though. Okay, so we're gonna do stuff like taking a shower and brushing our teeth. Those things help our mood. We're not gonna look at the TV or doom scroll or even think about interacting with the writing desk. Gonna knock out our work, that I believe is both required and helps us feel good when it's done. Okay, we're close to where we started when we woke up. Okay, jumping out of the fishbowl was pretty cute. I talk to our cats, they just can't talk back, but one of them will meow back pretty regularly. So even though you're talking to a toy, at least it has something to say. So there's moments like this when it's like, yeah, we can say that we're gonna play, and we get those bubbles forming again, but nothing else happens. We're not triggering another scene or anything. Can't go outside now, though. Bunch of random stuff we can clean, right? And this, like the toast, is also something that doesn't require any other inputs from us. But unlike the toast, it does affect our mood. I don't believe we can water plants yet, even though they're not doing well. That's still locked. Okay, there are some dishes now. Yes, let's hydrate. Cool. Hydration. Good. Let's knock out some laundry. I honestly don't remember if the laundry also helps us out. I just think that it does. Sweet. So when I did this extended demo the first time, I messed up the prompts the first time I did the doom scrolling and TV watching, and then those brought down my mood, and I thought that because I messed them up, that was the reason why. So then the second day, I also did both of those things, got everything correct and quick, and it hurt anyway. So that was a core part of why I did not improve our mood. I love samosas. So I'm gonna ignore those two tasks for the rest of this demo, and we're gonna see if we can get this bar full. One of the kitchen things that is currently locked will be unlocked sooner than later, so between that boost and finishing work, maybe we'll actually get there. For the pride of everyone who works in this company, let's not mess up this edit. It's kind of funny to me. I also like that little sprite has the little sprout. I wonder if other characters have that mood plus the cloudy ones throughout the game. And if there's even other examples of that in the demo that I just hadn't thought of or noticed until now. So now I'm gonna have to be mindful of that. So when I hear the term quick match, I think of like a PvP quick match, but in here it just means making this go faster down the line instead of leaving that to automation. Nope. Shoot. It's my first ever mess up. But also I just learned, as soon as you touch the quick match, you don't seem to be able to stop it. I always hold down A. Just learned all you have to do is tap it once, and then also you can't stop it by pressing A again or anything. It just goes. So now we'll find out if my one mess up will also affect our mood when work is done or not. I hope not. Okay. She still thinks we did good, even though it was not perfect this time. Just the giant rivers of tears is a very like anime-ass thing to me in a great way. Blossom to your heart's content. Okay, close the folder. Nothing else yet. Shutting her down. Okay, awesome. Mood still went up, even though I botched one. Got the little flower over her head animation. And a phone call. I really enjoy the color palette of this game. And I feel like it's mostly shared between all the different characters and their backgrounds. Like the same general colors of different purples, blues, greens, yellow, white, and a little bit of red and pink. But the amount of it within each character's background and outfits and everything is so significantly different that even though it's the same colors, it gives different character to everybody. Right now we're getting different purples and greens, which are tied for my favorite color. That's why I'm using a purple controller and then also have a green one. Wait, we didn't even fill up the bar, but we can do it. Okay, that's like achievement unlocked for me. And also good to know that we don't need that 100% to the right to be able to have more positive reactions. Because it feels like what we say based off these both guides conversation, but also guides this 21-year-old who's living alone and going through it. So I want to say, I'm doing well, Iris. Oh, I'm so excited about that. I'm probably not showing it as much as I'm feeling it, but just like, wait, I was actually able to select that option. Because I have been worried about how hard it would be to consistently get access to that third dialogue choice. There are supposed to be multiple endings to this game. I don't think any of them are like, this is the bad one and this is the good one, but they're all just different shades of aloe, and I would like to have the shades be a little brighter and more positive in the end for her fictional virtual sake, and also just for mine as a player, and given the state of the world, wanting to grow with a character that's going through tough times and come out the other end feeling a little bit better. Yeah, she's got the sprout too, and so do we. I do like, because I actually haven't had a ton of this since now working remote myself for about 5 months, but just having a different batch of coworkers regularly working and checking in. Let's see, where you still have the cloud there, but it didn't hold us back. And we got another package that will also give us a boost because there's coffee. So I have botched this. We're gonna rearrange a little bit more. There we go. And now we can make coffee. Some noodles sound pretty good right now. We are a very much noodles and rice household. It's not that we eat one of those things every day, but we do have one of those things 3 days a week probably. And both my partner and I would totally be down to increase that number. Okay, you're doing latte art like that by yourself at home? Alright, let's knock out these dishes. Oh, we're so close. Lime person, so I'm gonna go with the chocolate chip. Can I take a second shower or something? Okay, we got another phone call though. I'm like, we're so close. I want the bar to be full by the time the day is over. Oh, but this is gonna be sad. Option at my disposal than I did last time. So we'll see if that changes the outcome of this at all. Oh, so it's still gonna have the same end result. Okay, that's true. So kind of no matter what, we're getting all the packages, which I thought would be the case because they seem narratively important. So why not send everything to me? I hope that it is much cheaper to deliver things in India than it is in the US right now. Because it was really expensive moving all of our stuff from the Midwest to the East Coast a few months ago. And even just sending out Christmas gifts, which I haven't even finished doing, and it's mid-February right now. We sent 2 packages to my sister-in-law, and it was about $120, which is crazy. So I'm thinking about how many packages we're about to receive in this 1-bedroom apartment. Would probably cost a lot. Hey, we have been eating. We've had cookies, we've had samosas, we've had toast. Hey, we had water once. Yeah, I also think in the final game, once this hits 1.0 in a couple of months, we're gonna find out whether or not the tea shop can keep going, and I really, really hope that it does. This family needs a win. And also, I am someone who had 3 jobs in March of 2020, and then 2 of those places never came back. So I want this small family business to keep going, even if it's not real. Yeah, that's what I thought. Rare phone call where the meeting comes down. Can we have water a second time, though? Heck yeah, we can. Sweet. Boosted it back up. Also, can we water plants because we're in a good mood? Is that what was locking me out of this? No. Okay. Also good to know. I'm still not gonna... I am curious, actually. Will watching the TV when we're in a good mood maintain the good mood, or is it just always bad? Because then these are built in ways, if you wanted to lower things and be cloudy for whatever playthrough you're going with, then you could just have that built-in way to drop things down. We're just gonna get our nightly pee in and then go to bed and not watch the TV. Oh, we should brush our teeth too, though. Almost forgot. It's so close to being maxed out. Is there anything else I could do that I forgot about? We can't hang out here. There's not any laundry right now. We did dishes. Ooh, can we clean again? Dang, no, we did too good of a job before. Adorabot. I also hope, and I get the sense because of what this game is, that yes, processing this grief will be moved along in a hopefully positive way by unpacking all of these things and recounting those memories. But in a very real way, for some people, it has the opposite effect, or they just cling on to all these items and feel like they can't move on. So I don't want that to happen. No matter what, you got through the day. Got another autosave too. Alright, our mood didn't immediately sync. Awesome. That phone is reminding me. My phone for 1 moment. Turn back. She does look so sleepy. I like that she's concerned about having woken us up potentially, while Ala was like concerned and has some energy, and Zoo was sleepy. Not nicknames you would want to be known for in school. Yeah, that would suck. I am still appreciative that I was not in school in any capacity during that time, and also didn't have to be teaching anybody. Especially if they don't have access, don't have electricity, don't have internet, or in more rural areas. I know several former teachers that didn't have that former tag during the early 2020s. And I do not blame them for ultimately changing careers after that. You can do anything. Yeah, it feels so good to be able to have the positive replies. So this is something that I don't think about terribly often, but kind of once every 6 or 12 months. Wonder if I had access to more things from my childhood, if I would want them. Besides game consoles, I really wish that I had like our old GameCube or something. My sister's got her PS2. But really all I have are photos, which I enjoy having. I probably only crack those out once every couple of years to show to friends and my partner. But I like having those. And I have, excuse me, a painting from when I was in preschool that I've almost tossed because I don't want to have it actually up anywhere, but it's been hard to bring myself to just like get rid of it. It's 2 green dinosaurs with yellow land and just a red fiery sky for some reason. And I wrote out my name in the top left corner, and it's just very much straight line, 90-degree angles. But when we moved from my childhood house to a smaller one we rented, we had to get rid of things. And then from there, it was an apartment, and then a smaller apartment, and then I've had dorms in small apartments and moved a lot. There's only one place since I was 16 where I've spent more than 12 months living in the same set of walls. And in the house that we rented, we used the garage for storage because we collectively were not great. Oh, it's so close to full. We're not great. I'm just gonna shower and that'll fill it up. Collectively, my mom, sis, and I weren't great at doing the big downsize, especially I like kind of short notice. But oh, we're on multiple bars, so I must have just been stuck on bar 2 my whole playthrough and not far enough along bar 2 to have the good vibes. Anyway, we used that garage for storage and didn't realize during the, I think, 18 months we were living there that there was a hole in the roof of that garage. So even though we hadn't really checked on those things in that year and change very much, and everything was in boxes and plastic containers and stuff, enough water and melted snow and ice had happened to pass through there that a pretty sizable amount of things, including stuff we would have wanted to keep, was destroyed. Felt 2 dumpsters. Since then, I've had a series of head injuries, including a skull fracture, and I just genuinely don't remember a tremendous amount of details from pre-high school. So I don't really know what I'm missing out on not having that stuff. This is our first time helping another editor. And also, interestingly, it simplified things to just 3. But also, even though that says locked, it's trash. At least that's how I'm treating the trash items. Yeah, okay, that time I tapped A, and then B to see if it would stop, even though it was going to the correct place. And yeah, confirmed you cannot stop it once it is going. Ooh, and also, I just learned something. I actually read I should be pressing B to delete those and not be sending them to the locked place. Yeah, so those first few were all mess-ups, and I didn't notice. When I'm in like a rhythm game type environment, which isn't quite this, but it's close enough, I'm just locked into, here's the thing I need to move, or the button I need to click. I'm not reading at the bottom right that there's also a delete button. So I had a few mess-ups there, but it could have been worse, and I guess I did worse during my first playthrough and didn't even notice. That's kind of funny. 6 people in a studio. Thankful that that has not been me. I think the max roommates I've ever had was 2 at a time. And we had more space than a studio apartment. Can we clean yet? No, okay. Still keep an eye out for whatever will trigger being able to water flowers. I just said clean, but I meant water flowers. Let's have some, probably too late in the day coffee. I'm gonna go with the 3-minute option instead of instant. It will maybe be slightly higher quality, I'm not sure. And hey, I'm not above instant meals, quick meals. That's what many of my lunches in particular are. And there are a lot of options being vegetarian in 2026 in America. Especially more compared to when I started being vegetarian in 2019, and for people that were vegetarian much longer than that. But sometimes the options are kind of all that sort of stuff. I love the cat portrait in the back that's just those piercing yellow eyes and otherwise just all black. But to finish the story, we spent a couple months in a very, very rural, tiny, unincorporated community with my in-laws. Luckily, it was like 15 minutes from a couple small towns, but that meant my options for things to have at home and not just be spending money we didn't have dining out all the time were pretty slim. It was kind of whatever that particular Walmart had. And that's it. So, a tremendous amount of frozen things. And stuff to toss in a microwave for 1 to 3 minutes. We also didn't have a functional stove in our space, so that was pretty limiting too. Definitely put on a few pounds and had too much sodium and too much sugar during that time. Also, she seems like a way nicer landlord than any I've had. But still, it was a combo with a landlord. Medium is down, mood is down. Like the wind effect. We've kind of achieved everything I wanted to today. We got that bar maxed out and hit a new level of good mood. Got our work done. Didn't purposefully do any of the things that would bring us down. But also, it's not really late yet, is it? Whirlpool would be a wild name for a kid. There's something else important that I thought was happening on this particular in-game day, but perhaps it is tomorrow. And I am simply misremembering. I'm gonna try to knock out some other things to see if that event pops up or not. Can we even go to bed yet? There we go. Okay. This is what I thought happened, and we just had to try to end the day to trigger this delivery. This music is such a different vibe than all of the other music in the demo. It makes me think of, like, here's the troublemaker villain adjacent character showing up in a game. I don't know why, and that's also not what is happening right now, but that's what the sounds make me think of. I like this progression to the song, though. It does fit the vibe of these two, specifically the one who's going at lightning speeds, moving back and forth. Yeah, I like that one of the movers is going twice as fast as their coworker. That makes it feel even more real to me than if they were doing the exact same thing. We can still give you something else. We've had a lot of maintenance on our apartment in the short time we've lived here, including not having heat for 16 days. But when that was finally officially working again, we did give a 6-pack of beer to the two guys that did that job. Yeah, can't unpack stuff now. We're just always gonna say yes to this little fish. Okay, if I was a mover and I brought all these boxes in and then there was a record player by itself, the bed isn't the place where I would put it, while there is a coffee table that is mostly empty. There are other surfaces where it would not be in the way, and could then be moved again. Peeled ice apples. I have never thought to try that. I like the idea of a grandmother consistently, although maybe sometimes accidentally, just picking scary horror movies to watch as a family with a small child. And they're committed to watching it. They can't possibly change to something else. That's funny. We're going to use the thing that we just got. I do think this is remarkably sweet, though. That's right. Another big empty surface. Yeah, boosted our mood. In my initial playthrough, I was not in as good of a mood, and it wouldn't let me play that if memory serves correct. No matter what, you got through the day. And this is where we leave the game for now. We hope you enjoyed this little peek into Fishbowl and are excited for what's to come. We're eager for you to play the full game when it releases in April 2026. Support our development journey by wishlisting Fishbowl. We all should wishlist it. I did that last year. In addition to PC, it's coming out on PS5 as well. I'm going to let the credits roll a little bit. I really love this game. I hope that comes across when I'm playing it and when I wrote 1,000 words about it, even though I brought up concerns about the mood management. Just in a second playthrough of this demo, I did way better at ignoring the things that brought you down. Because I do think those couple tasks are constantly going to be lowering the bar. So I'm personally going to just skip them and stick to more positive things whenever possible. But I really love this experience. Immediately when I saw the trailer for the first time, I think in 2024, I was like, that's something I'm interested in. I played over 24 demos last summer. I've played about 100 demos over the last 10 months. And this was one of those as the 20-minute version where I almost stopped it early because I just knew I'm in. Sometimes with a demo, I see it through every time. Sometimes if I just know yay or nay for me personally within 10 minutes, I stop there. And I'm glad that I kept playing it, played it a second time in January just cuz, and now having played this extended demo twice in a week, I'm just really looking forward to whatever the full product will end up looking like very soon. And I'm curious how long the game will be. We have a lot of packages to unpack. So, how many of those are we going to be able to get through in a day? Is it a day per section of the apartment? I know we're supposed to be spending a month throughout this game. We just had, what, 3 days in the demo? So, time wise, when that gets stretched out, what does that end up looking like? Because if this game still sticks to being under 5 hours, I think that will be perfect for the narrative and for the vibes to be like a fairly tight game. There's a couple of games that have come out over the last year that both I and some other players really loved for a bit, and it's like you're sticking around maybe slightly too long. So we'll see if that ends up being a fishbowl problem. But for now, I am confident that it will not be. I mentioned this in my little write up, but Wholesome Games Presents pretty much exclusively backs really good games. And actually, at the time I'm recording this, they just announced that another game by the devs of Minami Lane that has been announced already is now officially a Wholesome Games Presents game as well. So I think that this year is going to have at least 2 titles backed by them that are very good, kind of cozy games. I think Fishbowl is both cozy, but since it also is dealing with loss and grief and isolation, it's hard for me personally to call it a cozy game, but maybe you will. I'm going to leave things at that. I hope you enjoyed this demo. Give the game a wish list, give the studio a follow on social, check out their site, and check out more of my videos and podcasts and videos, interviews, more stuff to come. Have a good day. Bye.